Hey guys, welcome back. So today is upper body day. So I'm going to work on all of my main upper body muscle groups except for the arms and also of course some abs. So I'll see you guys inside. So this is the pre-training check. Today I'm thinking to do a little bit lighter training because I have two demanding days of physical activity ahead of me. So I don't want to be too much spent for those. Okay, I'll see you guys inside. So today I'm not going to start with cardio, so I will warm up with some elastic bands. I find this very beneficial both for preventing injuries and also recovering from them. So I'll show you a quick exercise now that you can do in case you want to give it a try. So I start by keeping my shoulders low and closing my shoulder blades back. The elbow stays in front, not brought back. The important thing is that the shoulder blades remain as close as possible on the back. And then what you do is you gently open the wrists and the forearms. And what this exercise does is it engages small muscles that we don't usually recruit when we lift. And those muscles can be injured. Sometimes it happens to me that I got an injury and I wasn't able to train properly because of that. And this kind of exercises allowed me to to have those muscles recover from the injury. And it's a great way to prevent injuries. So I'm going to show you a different one now. This, also together with the previous one, I was taught from a medical professional who was massaging me when I had problem to my shoulder, and I thought that what hurt was the delt or maybe the trap. Turns out that it probably was one of these small muscles we don't usually recruit that wasn't warmed up properly and got injured because of it. Probably was this, maybe it was the supraspinatus, but I wouldn't be sure about that. What I can tell you is that by doing this, both in days when I was training and also in days when I wasn't training, just to allow for faster recovery, really worked. Really worked. I recovered much faster this way. So this exercise, I still bring the shoulders back. I try to close the shoulder blades on the back, but they won't stay as closed as in the other one. And while keeping the shoulders back, I extend a little bit the rubber band so that the wrists are, the forearms are parallel, and so the wrists are on top of the elbows. And I go up very, very slow. Extend fully, and then come back very, very slow. Trying to keep my forearms, my pairs, wrist, elbows parallel. I also find beneficial to bend a little bit my legs when my arms go up to facilitate the extension movement, and do the opposite when my arms go down. The important thing, I believe, is like not opening the elbows too much, and also keep feeling this light tension on your wrists. This rubber band is not heavy at all. It's the lightest I have, but the point is here is not to go heavy. It's just to engage those small muscles that we want to be ready for our training. So with this exercise, I really want to take my time. In general, with this warm up, really want to take my time. To me, is the most important part of my training when I don't warm up otherwise, like with cardio, because it reduces significantly, for me at least, the risk of injuries. When I wasn't doing this, pain in my shoulders, trap, etc., that area was way more common. So in case you guys want to try these warm-up exercises, I highly recommend them, especially if you have some pain in your shoulders area, and this here is probably going to help you recover faster, and also it's a good way to prevent. So I'm going to start with trap and shoulders. First, I'll do trap. Now I'm still warming up. The bar has no weight on it. Veronica. Ah. Oh. So now I'll move on to some military press for my shoulders. I will start with just the bar to do a little bit more warm up. Never hurts. Okay. Tra un po', tra un po'. Okay, last few ones before moving to another muscle group. Okay. Last one. So today's training is a little bit lighter than usual. The reason for that is that this week I didn't have the chance to rest as much as I would have liked. And starting tomorrow, I have a couple of days of physical activities for which I don't want my muscles to be completely spent. But this is also a great occasion to remind myself that not every day is about hitting your peak performance. And there might be some days in which you're not feeling 100%. And to me, in those days, is very important to listen to my body, but also to show up to keep consistency in the long run. So if you guys have some days in which you're feeling maybe a little bit off, maybe your body is telling you not to go heavy on that day, probably a good thing to do is to listen to your body, and if you feel like it, to still show up. Maybe for a lighter training session, a mindful one that is more focused on form than on the weights. But this is what is going to make sure that we progress and also that we come back stronger the next time. So now some lat pull downs. So again, pull down, but this time changing the grip. Wait. So I will do the last one before moving on to some pectorals. So it's been a while since I've done it, but I thought about doing some push-ups. They seem to me like a good combination between not exerting my pectoral muscles too heavily, and giving them a decent pump. My watch is killing my wrist. Push-ups are heavier than I remember them. Okay, now I want to try with a little bit of elevation under my hands. Man, these are hard. Wow. So I'm experimenting with camera angles a bit. I am trying to touch the ground with the tip of my nose. Only problem is that the ground is very dusty. So I try to refrain from inhaling right at the last part of the movement where the tip of the nose touches the ground. Okay. I was actually breathing when touching the ground, but no dusting to enter my nose, so I'm all right. So I'm doing the last one now. Then I move on to a different exercise for the pectorals. Okay. So more pectorals. This time I'm targeting the upper part of the muscle. Maybe the weight is a little bit too high now. So in addition to not wanting to exert too much today, I'm also running a little bit low on energies because today I didn't have a big breakfast. I only ate an apple before coming to the gym, but it's actually okay for today. This time I won't go overboard. I think I need to go down with the weight. Last one of this, low weight, but I will try to focus on the form. And the weight is always relative. Not only from going from one person to another, but also for yourself in different situations. No, didn't manage with the 8th. It's okay. So now this is a little bit of a weird one that I like to finish off my pectorals with. I'm gonna use a narrow grip, and the nice thing about this one is that you can see how much weight you wanna put on the pecs, and you can regulate it a little bit with your legs. So as a finisher, for me, it's a good exercise. I'm not sure it's very good for the wrist. It might not be the best exercise for the wrists. But I feel it working well, the internal lower part of the pectoral. Oh. Yeah. Okay, last one of this. So now I'll finish the training before the abs with a little bit of shoulders. Grazie. Yeah, I was thanking people because someone was about to pass in front of the camera, which wouldn't have been a big deal, but they were kind enough not to do that. So now we'll do some lateral raises. I have various weights, 6 kilos, 5 kilos, 3 kilos. so that I can keep doing reps without stopping but progressively stripping the weight. Now back to the previous one. I like to alternate lateral raises with this, with the cable. No. Okay, now last lateral raises, last back delts with the cables, and then abs. Okay, now this is gonna burn. Oh. Sometimes I take this small rest in between sets, especially the last one of this. to squeeze some more reps in. So before moving on to the abs, I've decided to squeeze in a last cheeky one for my back. So I will finish with some abs, and for this session I'm just gonna do the ab wheel rollout. Yeah, I thought this floor was gentle on the knees, but that's not really the case with this. So I'm gonna put something underneath to be a little more explosive in my movements. Okay. That was a fun series. Last one. Oh. Okay, now I'm done. So this is a quick pump check. Today I am not doing it in the best place possible. It's because where I usually do it is busy for an event, so we'll do with what we have. So guys, thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. Let me know what you think about those days when you're not feeling 100%, but you're still considering whether to show up or not to some commitments you have, to something that is important to you, and how important is for you to maintain the consistency for the long-term progress. So as always, guys, if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.